Hi, it's Nikki here from Happy Hormones for Life, and today I've got a very special guest, Dr. Nerina Ramlakhan. She has worked in various industries, psychiatry, TV and radio, and with elite athletes over the last 25 years. Her own personal battles with mental health and insomnia have led her to not only overcome her own problems, but become one of the UK's leading sleep experts. She's the author of 3 books and is currently working on her 4th book. Nerina, welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thank you, Nikki. It's a pleasure. Really, really a pleasure to be here.
I'm so excited about this conversation because, you know, sleep is such a big issue for many of my listeners. You've written 3 books on sleep.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about why you're so passionate about it.
I guess I know what it feels like to not sleep well. You know, when I was a little baby, months old, my mum was desperately trying to get help for me and was taking me from one doctor to the next. I didn't realize I had a problem until I got very ill when I was in my early 30s. I thought that the way I slept was the way everyone slept. And now that I've, learnt how to sleep well, and I have been able to access the healing that brings, I just want this for everyone. And I am a 56-year-old woman. I'm going through my menopause, and most of the time, touch wood, I sleep really well most of the time. You know, a bad night's sleep doesn't set me back. I'm a very resilient person. I've learned how to cope with bad sleep, but I also know that when we sleep really well, it heals the body on so many levels. There's a reason why nature has given us this amazing capacity to heal when we sleep at night. You know, we're designed to spend a third of our life sleeping, and there's an intelligence in that. So I want that for everyone, and I think we especially need it at the moment.
If we knew more about the health benefits of it, do you think we would pay a bit more attention to how we sleep?
There was a time when I would have just said, yes, of course. But I actually genuinely don't know anymore, because I think people still underestimate that process of sleep and the value it brings. And we still can get so caught up, myself included, as I did last night, with other things that get in the way and the challenges of life. And I know that a lot of your group are women going through the menopause. And it's such a sensitive time of life. You know, we have elderly parents and we have young children. And we have all of these demands, and those of us who are trying to forge ahead with our careers as well. So we have all these pressures, and often sleep is the thing that gets squeezed out, even against our best judgment. You know, we've never been more well set up to get a good night's sleep. You look at how much thought we put into our beds, our mattresses, our pillows, our neon candles, our aromatherapy oils, our vitamin supplements. Yeah. You know, there's a whole industry supporting us trying to get a good night's sleep. So we've come a long way since the hunter-gatherer sleeping on a mat of leaves. And yet we fail to truly cultivate a deeper relationship with ourselves in such a way that is going to give us a good night's sleep. And that's what it's about. I don't think it's about us not really recognizing that we need a good night's sleep. I think we know that. But I think we're missing the bit in between, which is that no amount of Egyptian thread count, neon candles, aromatherapy oils, and trust me, I've got the whole lot in my bedroom, but no amount of that is going to touch the sides unless we start to cultivate a different relationship with ourselves. Because fundamentally, the way we sleep is a reflection of how we live, and the choices we're making from the minute we wake up until the time we get into bed at night. Every choice we make in those 1,440 minutes, every choice we make lands in the nervous system. It's a summation of choices that sit in the nervous system in such a way that it creates safety or not safety when we get into bed. It's almost an algebraic equation. Have we made enough choices that have led us to safety, or has the unsafety equation won the day?
So what are some of the bad choices we're making, or some of the choices that will impact our sleep that we're maybe not aware of?
Yeah, well, even the ones we're aware of. Let's start simple. I mean, the obvious thing is, if you're drinking 15 cups of coffee a day, it's probably going to affect the quality of your sleep. And even if you think you're a good sleeper, I've had people who say to me, you know, I drink 15 cups of coffee and I still sleep pretty well, and they look like death. You know, so So obvious things like how we eat, what we drink, how we move, whether we move. So those obvious physical things, the way we breathe, you know.
The self-care angle is so important. But if you're not looking after yourself, or we've got these outside pressures which make that very difficult,
Mm-hmm.
that physically affects the way we sleep.
I would say that if you are really feeling hopeless and exhausted and that hits you at night, can I please offer you a toolkit of things that you can be doing? Really practical. Yeah, let me offer 5 practical things that can really profoundly change your relationship with sleep. And I'd also like to offer some really practical solutions for helping people if they're having difficulty getting to sleep or waking in the early hours, can't get back to sleep, because it's such a profoundly vulnerable time to be awake and feeling like I'm the only person experiencing this. I feel desperate, you know, and then all the worries surface on top of raging heat, sweating, all this kind of stuff going on at the same time. So let's address this practically. The 5 non-negotiables. Number 1, stabilize your blood sugar levels when you wake up in the morning by eating something small if you're waking up with anxiety and fear. So when you wake up first thing in the morning, don't reach for your phone first thing. Don't put your attention straight out into the world. Check in with the tone of your emotions and thoughts, even before you open your eyes. Now, if what you register is, oh my God, I've got this, and my teenager and my elderly parent, and I've got this client, and I've got this, and if you already noticed what I call thought attack, then this is telling me, this should be telling you that your nervous system is already running in alert. Your nervous system is already activated. Mm-hmm. So you want to stabilize this, because your hunter-gatherer physiology thinks you're in famine, you think you're in crisis. So eat something small, even if it's as small as 8 almonds and 2 dates, or half a banana and some protein. You've got to have some protein in there as well. The second thing, don't use caffeine as a substitute for food, especially if you're waking up with anxiety. So this is for people who are in that slump, really in that loneliness, hopeless, helpless. So trust me, I've seen all of this throughout lockdown. Depression, can't do it, no energy to exercise. So don't use caffeine as a substitute for food. Eat something, then have your tea afterwards. I have my lovely Darjeeling after my breakfast. Drink water. So while I'm here with you, it's the time, this is an opportunity for me to consume probably 3/4 of a litre of liquid. I've got some lemon, I've got some hot water. Keep your hydration levels up. This, cultivate a healthier relationship with technology. Cultivate a healthier, please rethink the technology in the bedroom. You know, rethink this being the first thing you look at when you wake up in the room. Get a clock in your room. Don't look at your clock when you wake up during the night. Know that I'm throwing out lots of tips here. Know that it's normal to wake up during the night. It's normal. But have your phone, if you live in a multi-level house or something, have it switched off and charging in another room. So this is a toolkit. We have breakfast, we have caffeine, we have hydration, we have a relationship with technology, and then we have try and get to bed earlier. Our sleep biochemistry, our sleep neuroscience is set up for a perfect cascade of interactions around 9:30, 10. So it means that it's easier to catch that wave and surf into deep sleep if you catch it then. You don't have to be fast asleep. Reading a book, writing a gratitude journal, meditating, but something that enables you to let go of the day and surf a biochemical, neurophysiological wave into deep sleep.
Brilliant. So thank you so much. Where can people find out more about you and your work?
I would say the easiest thing is drnerina.com, Nerina, Nerina.com.
So thank you so much, Nerina, for today. And I'm really grateful for you coming in and giving us a bit of your wisdom today. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nikki. It's been a pleasure. And keep doing your amazing work and supporting me as well. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.